I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. We are now going to finish chapter 23 of Ezekiel. In the first half of this chapter, we read about the abominations of both Samaria and Jerusalem, being the capitals of Israel and Judah, and their idol worship being compared to two sisters who share a husband but are both committing adultery with these foreign countries and eventually being taken into captivity by them. And that comparison that was being made, that's what we read. I also want to mention that this video does have a Joseph Smith translation in it. What the Joseph Smith translation is, this is an inspired translation or correction of the Bible done by Joseph Smith to restore those passages that had been lost over the years. So we pick this up in verse 22. But before we do, remember that in the first half, the name of Aholah was given to Samaria, and the name of Aholibah was given to Jerusalem. Aholah means tent, and Aholibah means my tent is in her. So now let us read. Therefore, O Aholibah, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will raise up thy lovers against thee, from whom thy mind is alienated, and I will bring them against thee on every side, the Babylonians and all the Chaldeans, Pekod and Shoah and Koah, and all the Assyrians with them, all of them desirable young men, captains and rulers, great lords and renowned, all of them riding upon horses. And they shall come against thee with chariots, wagons, and wheels, and with an assembly of people which shall set against thee buckler and shield and helmet round about. And I will set judgment before them, and they shall judge thee according to their judgments. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thine ears, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by the fire. They shall also strip thee out of thy clothes, and take away thy fair jewels. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Egypt, so that thou shalt not lift up thine eyes unto them, nor remember Egypt any more. For thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them whom thou hatest, into the hand of them from whom thy mind is alienated. And they shall deal with thee hatefully, and shall take away all thy labor, and shall leave thee naked and bare, and the nakedness of thy whoredoms shall be discovered, both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. I will do these things unto thee, because thou hast gone a-whoring after the heathen, and because thou art polluted with their idols. Thou hast walked in the way of thy sister, therefore will I give her cup into thine hand. Thus saith the Lord God, thou shalt drink of thy sister's cup deep and large. Thou shalt be laughed to scorn and had in derision. It containeth much. Thou shalt be filled with drunkenness and sorrow with the cup of astonishment and desolation, with the cup of thy sister Samaria. Thou shalt even drink it, and suck it out, and thou shalt break the shards thereof, and pluck off thine own breasts. For I have spoken it, saith the Lord God. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast forgotten me, and cast me behind thy back, therefore bear thou also thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. So this is Aholibah, which is a reference to Jerusalem and the nation of Judah. And this is just your basics of going to be destroyed, bringing all these people in. Babylon has already conquered Assyria, so when they bring their army in, it will contain Assyrians. It will also contain probably some Egyptians. And they're all going to come in, and they're all going to destroy the city. Now it says, the cup of thy sister. Now the cup, this is similar to what Christ says. You know, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. The symbolism of drinking from the cup is you are drinking that which is meant for you. That is what has been assigned to you. That is your fate, your duty, or whatever you want to call it. In this case, your doom. You're going to share the doom of your sister Samaria, and you will drink from the same cup. So, and when it says, bear thou also thy lewdness, that is, suffer the consequences. You did this, now you deal with it. So, now before we continue on, there is a Joseph Smith translation that I want to look at in this section. So this is verse 22. And this one it says, Behold, I will raise up thy lovers against thee, from whom thy mind is alienated, and I will bring them against thee on every side. Again, that if they are her lovers, how is she alienated from them? Joseph Smith corrects this. I will raise up thy lovers against thee, by whom thy mind is alienated from me. So again, but we also have it in verse 28, says, into the hand of them from whom thy mind is alienated. But Joseph Smith corrects this, into the hand of them by whom thy mind is alienated. So again, we have this correction, just like we did in the first half of this chapter. We read a similar correction, where it's not that they're alienated from their lovers or the idols and pagan cultures, but those idols and pagan cultures are alienating them from God. And so he's going to deliver them into the hands of those who are alienating them from him. Let us now continue. Verse 36. The Lord said moreover unto me, Son of man, wilt thou judge Aholah and Aholibah? Yea, declare unto them their abominations, that they have committed adultery, and blood is in their hands, and with their idols have they committed adultery, and have also caused their sons, whom they bear unto me, to pass for them through the fire, to devour them. Moreover, this they have done unto me. They have defiled my sanctuary in the same day, and have profaned my Sabbaths. For when they had slain their children to their idols, then they came the same day into my sanctuary to profane it. And lo, thus have they done in the midst of mine house. And furthermore, that ye have sent for men to come from far, unto whom a messenger was sent, and lo, they came, for whom thou didst wash thyself, paintest thine eyes, and deckest thyself with ornaments, and sattest upon a stately bed, and a table prepared before it, whereupon thou hast set mine incense and mine oil. And a voice of a multitude being at ease with her, and with the men of the common sort were brought Sabians from the wilderness, which put bracelets upon their hands, and beautiful crowns upon their heads. Then said I unto her that was old in adulteries, Wilt thou now commit whoredoms with her, and she with them? Yet they went in unto her, as they go in unto a woman that playeth the harlot. So went they in unto Aholah, and unto Aholibah, the lewd women. So in the footnotes it says Sabian's alternate Hebrew translation is drunkards. And that's an interesting one. Now the adultery is again just a symbol of the idol worship, but it's they pass through the fire. Whom they have caused their sons to pass through the fire. This is child sacrifice, generally to the god Moloch, but other gods probably as well. But then it had, and they came the same day into my sanctuary to profane it. So in other words, they were making their child sacrifices, and then they went into the temple to sacrifice to God. Now, you're not allowed in the temple if you've touched a dead body. If you touch a dead body, you're supposed to wait until the sun rises or until the sun sets before you go into the temple. You have to wait a certain period to purify yourself before you go into the temple. But they're doing their human sacrifices and then going straight to the temple to do sacrifices to God, which is just the height of sacrilege here. When it says, Then I said unto her that was old in adulteries, Wilt thou now commit whoredoms with her? That gives me the impression this is either talking about Israel after many decades, centuries of being idol worshippers. Are you now going to join this new idols? But it actually gives me the impression that it's almost talking about the pagans who have been idol worshippers, many centuries, and now coming in and joining Israel. I don't know. It's an odd way of putting things. I'm not quite sure what it means. Verse 45. And the righteous men, they shall judge them after the manner of adulteresses, and after the manner of women that shed blood, because they are adulteresses, and blood is in their hands. For thus saith the Lord God, I will bring up a company upon them, and will give them to be removed and spoiled, and the company shall stone them with stones, and dispatch them with their swords. They shall slay their sons and their daughters, and burn up their houses with fire. Thus will I cause lewdness to cease out of the land, that all women may be taught not to do after your lewdness. And they shall recompense your lewdness upon you, and ye shall bear the sins of your idols, and ye shall know that I am the Lord God. So the basics are just, you're committing various wicked iniquities, and you're going to be destroyed. It's the basic of the chapter. There's a few interesting references, but we're going to leave that here. We are now next turning back to the prophet Jeremiah. So we will see you there.